My project is a compilation of these two different data sets about East India Company's trade data. It starts about 1680 and ends about 1860. As a historian of Indian subcontinent, I always see a lot of references saying that this much number of millions of dollars or pounds worth of tea was traded in a particular year. And whenever I encounter such numbers, they don't make sense. So I really wanted a data set that can help me just get a sense of how much was that relative to the actual trading empire of the East India Company. And my data set allows us to really just go and look at, okay, for this year, this much tea was actually just maybe 5% of all the East India Company's trade, or was it 50%? We can get a sense of that quickly. And that is what I wanted from this project. I mainly used Google Sheets for cleaning most of my data. It is generally quite workable. My data wasn't too heavy to use Excel, but could have used Excel as well. And the second tool, which I think was more important here, was Tableau. Tableau helped me visualize this in a way that users can interact and make as many graphs as they want instead of me making all the graphs for them. The main challenge for me working with this data set was that it is spread across about 250 years. So the products that were traded changed quite a lot. And although these scholars have already tried to make it a bit more standardized, they both have just a category called clothes, which is actually, there are about 100 different varieties of clothes, which are each of them had to deal with, and they kept changing, but they just call it clothes or textiles. And there were still some categories that I had to merge in a way so that both data sets could talk to each other. So if I'm not wrong, Bowen has these three categories called coin, silver, and copper. These are basically all the treasures, according to Chaudhary, that were traded. So whenever East India Company wanted to trade to distant parts, they would need these precious metals to trade with other countries or regions at that time. And such decisions about how to combine these categories is what was something very significant, which allowed me to learn a lot more about how that trade actually was, just beyond the numbers. This is the data that has not been done before ever. Chaudhary and Bowen worked on totally different time periods, and that's why we never were able to see all this East India Company trade data in one single place where we can just plot all these graphs together and see how much or what changes when, etc. All of these things are super important for historians, but somehow they have been elusive. We were close to it, but we never were able to see it really. And this is the first time we'll be able to get it very quickly. There isn't much that I can expand on the data side, but I think my next goal is just to get more historians to look at this and just then outreach way, because I know that there are a lot of other historians who really want to know these details, but they never get enough time to go look into a table or find a particular table for a particular commodity. And this is something that can help them do a lot more. I also feel that it can also work as a very good tool for teaching, where it can work as a very small data set that students can go and pick for trends. So there are few uses, and I would probably like to spread that a bit more.